Being very entitled and controlling, narcissists have no difficulty stepping all over your personal boundaries. So that's why I put together an extensive video class called This Is Me. It has 25 videos, written documents, guided questions. I'm going to teach you how to have healthy boundaries. There's a link below, and I hope you'll find it to be quite therapeutic. There are many words that we could use to describe a narcissist, and right at the top of the list would be the word phony. Whenever you engage, particularly in an ongoing basis with a narcissist, what you see on the outside is not nearly an accurate representation of what's truly going on the inside of these individuals. Narcissists are deeply committed to their own false self. They're very concerned about image control. And as a result, deception becomes a strong byproduct for the way that they manage life. We refer to it often as they concoct their own alternate reality. The bottom line is that narcissists want you to receive information that really isn't true. And to that effect, they can lie easily. They can interpret events based on whatever suits their narrative in the moment. They can cover up their own faults. Sometimes they lie by omission. They may not overtly say something, but they just won't tell you what is really happening. They refuse to take responsibility. That's part of their deception. They don't want you to know what their mistakes really are. They project their own garbage onto you as a means of keeping the attention off of themselves. In their deception, they use lots of denial. They can report facts, if you will, outside of proper context. And then deception allows them to act as victims even as they're victimizing you. And then complicating matters even a little bit more so, these individuals in their deceptiveness and dishonest approach toward you can create so strong of an adversarial climate that you find yourself not wanting to be open and honest with these individuals. I mean, you think to yourself, why in the world would I reveal who I am to somebody who's this unhealthy? And by the way, I want to see if we can make a distinction between deception and discernment. Sometimes you have to use a certain amount of discernment, realizing there's some individuals that are just not going to be safe, and I don't want to reveal who I am to those individuals. And it comes down really to intent. But I think we want to go into the question that asks, why are narcissists so bent toward deception? What are they hoping to accomplish? Now, there are a couple of things right up front. I'll call these the two P's that we know that they're wanting to accomplish. First, protection. They're wanting to protect who they are and their image and whatever narrative they have that they're trying to play out. And then second, they want to promote. They have certain ideas and thoughts and plans that they want to promote. And the less you know about some of the lousy parts of it, then the better off they are. But there are some major insights that I want you to hold on to as you go into that question, why are narcissists so bent toward their own deception? Now, the first we can say is a narcissist deception is one tool that they use in the effort to maintain control over you. You know, it's the old knowledge control. And fact control. They'll talk about certain things, but not others, and they have such a strong imperative about how things are supposed to be. Okay, I want it to go this way, and this way. That they think, well, if you find out this though, that's going to ruin my message. And so, in their effort to control you, they will leave certain things out. They can fudge on the truth, and they can emphasize things that really are not all that accurate. It's part of their control mindset. A second reason that they have such a strong bent toward deception is that their deception is, quote, necessary if the goal is to exploit you. Basically, in their way of thinking, what you don't know about me and what you don't know about certain people or events or circumstances can actually suit my cause. And so they see you as someone to manipulate. They see you as being a tool that can get them whatever it is they're wanting. And this is inside a relationship or work or extended family. And so they'll use deception as a means of saying, well, I'm going to try to get the most that I can from you and garner whatever positives you have toward me. And the less you really know about me, actually, that's going to suit my cause. A third reason that they're so bent toward deception is, in their mind, they have to be superior. And so by being deceptive, it allows them to feel superior over you. And I want you to think about that. In other words, I'm going to be superior by being dishonest over you. And the answer is yeah. And of course, what they're doing is they're accepting a very questionable approach towards life, being a liar. But they're self-deceived enough to know that if they can somehow claim a certain kind of higher ground over you by just manipulating the truth, they're willing to do that. And then in the end, they call themselves the better person. Go figure. That's their illogic. And then a fourth thing that I want you to realize that as part of their bent toward deception, their deception actually becomes a cover for their anger. I can give you so many stories of people who are caught in their lies, whether it's regarding money or sexual acting out or just being dishonest in the way that they manage their schedule with friends or family. And when you start zeroing in on, why were you so deceptive like this? Then I hear the stories about how they hate this person or they're so angry about circumstances not playing out the way they want. Narcissists sit on a large amount of resentment. And so being deceptive allows them to cover their resentments even as they're trying to project that protective and promoting kind of a mindset that they're there. But make no mistake, the deception is directly linked to their hidden anger. And then a fifth thing we can also say is their deception becomes a cover for their hidden fears. Narcissists fear looking inadequate. They fear being rejected. They fear being powerless. They fear being exposed as perhaps a fraud. And so by maintaining their deceptiveness, it's like, you don't need to know any of that stuff because I'm covering up all of that, and much of it they won't even admit to, but nonetheless it's there. Likewise, the sixth reason that they have such a strong bent is that their deception actually allows them to lean into their pervasive egotism. Narcissists, if nothing else, are very impressed with who they are. And so in their way of thinking, it's like, well, I deserve a whole lot more than you, and the standard rules that apply to everyone else don't apply to me. So if I have to bend the truth in order to get my way, well, I'm different. I'm unique. And so I deserve things like that. And so their deception is an extension of their raw self-absorption and actually believing as best they can their own negative, their own press clippings. And then ultimately, we can say that another insight to hold on to is the longer a person stays inside their deception, it ensures relationship collapse, which is why narcissists have such a long string of people who wind up being very, very frustrated with them. You can't trust them. And the narcissists are so short-term oriented in their way of engaging with relationships that they don't really focus on that. Now, once you begin spotting the fullness or the pervasiveness of a narcissist deception, you might ask the question, well, can this person ever pull out of that pattern, and might a relationship be salvaged if we can get to the heart of the matter of who we really are? Well, the odds are not that strong, but let me run through just a few things real quickly that would be necessary for a person to pull out of their deceptive patterns. In order to get away from this, a person would need to commit to stark honesty. They would need to commit to ongoing accountability. They would need to commit to becoming truly empathetic toward other individuals. I need to know, what impacts that person and why, and I want to know life from that other individual's perspective in a healthy and caring kind of way. They would need to drop their marketing image control game. They would need to listen to the valid aspects of some of their guilt that may be sitting on the inside and say, well, what am I going to do about it then? If I feel guilty, what are my alternatives? They need to discard the strong emphasis that they have on judgment. They know that they are going to be judged if they're exposed. And so fearing judgment, then they go into that cover-up kind of mode. Well, what if you just decided, I'm going to be honest and let folks judge? That would be necessary. They would need to embrace their humanity. And when I say humanity, I mean all of it, lumps, bumps, bruises, and all. And then ultimately, if a person's going to get away from a life of deception, they would need to embrace integrity and build upon that as a central part of what they are. Now, short of all of that, when a person willingly and repetitively goes into the mode of deception and all of the drivers that go along with it, I'm hoping you can remember being deceptive is a choice, just as being trustworthy is a choice. And so as you begin to gather information and insights with respect to where that person is, I'm hoping you can decide, I'm going to choose people who match pitch with my healthy integrity and character and values. Now, I hope that videos like this can give you some good awareness about what you're dealing with. Narcissists certainly aren't going to be honest about what they are, but I'm hoping you can know what's going on behind the scenes so you can make appropriate decisions. If you've not already hit that subscribe button, I would encourage you to do so. Hit the notification bell and we'll keep more videos coming your way. Watch the videos in a cumulative way, and I'm hoping it can build a sense of strength from the inside out inside of you. Likewise, if you have a need for therapy, you know that I've been sponsored now for quite some time by the people at BetterHelp.com. I would encourage you to seek that out. Sometimes it's helpful for you to run some of your needs and feelings and perceptions by individuals who can help you with objectivity. We have a link below to our to the BetterHelp people, and if you go through our link, you get a 10% discount on the first month that's there. The counseling is online, it's affordable, it's accessible, and it's proved to be quite effective. Likewise, you know that I have therapeutic courses. It's like signing up for an online class. They're very extensive. I put a lot of work into it, and it would require work from you. Each class has multiple videos, like 25 or more, and then with each video, there's written documents and guided questions. It's a strong way of guiding you toward health and growth. We have Ready, Set, Connect about making good connection skills. This is me about establishing your boundaries, free to be finding yourself despite those controllers. You know, I've presented some webinars, and they're still available, and they're on our website, as well as we have my podcast, we have articles on the website, and then my books, etc. There are a lot of resources. Okay, know that when you're dealing with somebody with a strong narcissistic bent, there's going to be a phoniness element there, which means there's going to be deception in their alternate reality. And as you realize that, I'm hoping you can decide, you know what, I can do better. I want to be committed to the openness and the honesty that is the alternative that they're typically not able to go into. Because in the end, I'm hoping you can commit yourself to your own steadiness and ultimately to the characteristics that we ascribe to here on Team Healthy: dignity, respect, and civility. And the net result is I'm hoping it allows you to find an ongoing sense of peace.